My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Hearthstone Dungeon Runs. It's Mage. Yes, I know. The final class that I actually have to succeed with. Are we going to get the card back? Or am I going to cry? One of these two things is going to happen.
Versus a giant rat.
Spoiler alert, it's almost certainly going to be the second, because I am not good at winning with Mage. I think 1 or 2 times I've tried to win with Mage, I've gotten really close and then got bullshitted out at the end, but also there have been a bunch of times where we got nowhere near. Not even slightly. Okay. This is all just going to be launch the spells to the face, obviously. No reason to do anything else. Next turn's just going to be Earthen on myself. Make sure that I can't get popped by anything ridiculous, although I don't think I can. I think the most ridiculous thing it could do is hold off on using Bestial Wrath until they have the Timberwolf on the field as well as the Young Dragonhawk, and then that's 10 damage? Pretty ridiculous. Never do. Alrighty then. Hit him with the fireball. So, Khadgar's Scrying Orb? Archmage Staff? Ugh. Mysterious Tome, Small Backpacks, Glyph of Warding. I think in a deck where I'm not going to have a ridiculous amount of draw, and my hero power doesn't give me access to draw, I guess I could take Small Backpacks, or I could take the Glyph of Warding, hold my opponents off for just a turn. These are just general value kind of things. They're not, like, specific build kind of things. Mysterious Tome, I'm just not going to use. So, Glyph of Warding, I think? Yeah. I would actually be really interested. These are probably the 3 cards you would have to give me to get me to start taking a Chaos build. But let's do it. Quest Mage. The thing is, when the quest pays off for the Mage, it's also still not ridiculous. Like, it's... Unless you've got those infinite damage combos and things like that, it's still just like... Okay, you got an extra turn, well done. There's also a piece of loot in the dungeon that just fucking gives you that, but, you know... There's also a piece of loot in the dungeon, the Primordial Wand, that basically gives you a Galvadon. So, you know, take that with...
I told you kobolds to... Oh, what have we here?
Alright, time to drop that Mana Worm. And then never draw a spell past that one. So now I desperately want Khadgar's Orb, Khadgar's Scrying Orb, so that I have the ability to Kobolds Tome and then play the Kobolds Tome cards. Like, it would actually be really, really powerful if you could get a Chaos build and then just have all of the different... Damn it. Just 2 Khadgar's Orbs, and then all of the different Chaos cards. That would be ridiculous. I could see that going places. Alright, take this turn, freeze this minion, and then not have anything to play because you don't have any 1-mana minions. Ooh. Read them like a book.
That's cold.
Right? Give me Chaos. Or Giants. Here's the thing, I don't have the ability to trigger cast the gate, open the Waygate yet. Unless, you know, Kobolds Tome gives me a Kobolds Tome. Shifting Scroll will count as something that didn't start in my deck when I play the Leyline Manipulator. The problem with Shifting Scroll is it's a card that is unplayable on the turn that you draw it, so you need to have it earlier before it's actually, you know, useful. The reason that I would take Giant Army is because there's a win condition for my Open the Way gate, right? Play a bunch of spells. Obviously, I'm going to have to play a bunch of spells in order to get the Open the Way gate to trigger, because you have to cast at least 6. And you usually cast some spells from your own deck along the way. And then I'll have an Arcane Giant developed, hit him in the face, hit the Time Warp, and then hit him in the face again. So it's 16 damage burst. And then Simulacrum gives me another Arcane Giant when Arcane Giant has been fed enough spells, and Echo Medivh gets more. I mean, that's a win condition, but this makes my quest work. I think I have to go for the win condition and then get the quest working cards later, because Spellslinger isn't that good. I don't want to give my opponent any more spells. I desperately don't need that to happen. Shifting Scroll isn't that good. What was the other one on offer there?
Versus Candlebeer.
Can't recall.
Let the game
But it would have to been really big and stand out to really be worth taking, for the fact that the other two are also in that bucket. This is the importance of knowing when to deviate and when not to. Okay, you can play a 1-mana minion this turn. Okay, you can only play your first 2-mana minion next turn. Nice. I mean, next turn is just Kobolds Catacombs for me, 1000%. Yes! I might be able to keep the Sorcerer's Apprentice around while I do a bunch of Cabal stuff. Oh, baby, late line Manipulator after the Kobolds Catacombs? Don't mind if I do. Although I'm never really going to be casting Dragon's Fury. Copy of each of the minions into a hand. Any cards that didn't start in your deck reduce their cost by 2. So the Echo Medivh will give me cards that didn't start in my deck, right? Mm-hmm. Now my lowest cost card in hand is the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So I'm going to Simulacrum. Get another one of those. Beautiful. I'm setting myself up for a turn where I get the Sorcerer's Apprentice and just cast a bunch of stuff. What you got there? I'm making my own Time Warp. Fine. You can remove that. Feel free. That. And then both of these cost 0. Yeah.
From the portal comes.
Oh, wow. Is that a new quote in game? And from the portal comes.
What lurks in the depths?
Bastard.
Well played.
Alright, well, there's certainly some things we can do here. The Echo is really cool. I want more Sorcerer's Apprentice and I want more Chaos. I'm gonna go Blade of Kel'Dalar. I got to. I really got to. Because I want that goddamn blade.
Legendary sword be busting in half.
Ouch.
Not my fault.
The problem with Giant Army is Molten Giant is going to be uncastable for me for a ridiculous period of time. So that's probably not going to be part of my win condition. Unless I end up with... What? What would make Molten Giant actually a playable card in my deck? Scepter of Summoning, obviously, because then I need to take, 5 damage before it's free. But I don't have Scepter of Summoning, and I shouldn't play as though I do. I think I take Arcane. Basically... I mean, Arcane does have one bonus. Ronin, when dead, will give me 3 copies of Arcane missiles, which did not start in my deck. So between those 3 and the 3 from Kabbalah's Tome, I actually have enough to complete my quest now. Granted, it's extremely slow, but it's extremely slow. So that's not better.
Versus Azun.
Arcane Artificer is probably in a bunch of situations going to pull me out of the
Let the games begin.
the fires.
To the dead.
It's alright. It's alright. We're getting a reasonable curve a lot of the time when we do not deserve it. Alright. Kind of saddened by the fact that I'm going to play a Sorcerer's Apprentice. My opponent's going to play like a 2-1 and I have to choose to ping or play my Earthen Ring Farseer. Nothing! Hell yeah. Oh, right, of course, they can't play that turn. Just 1 extra mana, y'all. There it is. See, now this turn I can just attack with a minion that will survive. Play make sure win Yati. Give me the Kobolds Tome. Oh. Really? Pretty thirsty for that draw, looks like. Get another Leyline Manipulator? Sure.
Have enough mana.
I probably shouldn't have developed that... the... secret? I should have just pinged instead. Yeah, because now I have to choose this trade. Which I definitely don't want. So next turn is like a Leyline for the triple discount. Seems good to me. I still need to draw and play Ronin. And then Breath of Sindragosa. Get a bunch of damage through. No lethal opportunity though. Uh-oh.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
No, we're all good. Alright, awesome. Double face, play the Leyline, then transform it and run face. Yeah. Another Kobolds Tome in this deck would be ridiculous. As well as another Leyline Manipulator. Then we actually get into the territory of ridiculosity. Alright, that is a Cabal Courier, Primordial Glyph, and an Unstable Portal. Unstable Portal will give me something that will then be able to be manipulated with a Leyline Manipulator, but it will not count for my quest. Cabal Courier, again, only if I take a spell, and then Primordial will. Something really cool is when you get a Primordial Glyph from a Primordial Glyph, because then you're getting 2 for the price of 1. Nice. Simulacrum and Echo Medivh I definitely want. I would take the Giant Army option here, if only it was not an Arcane Giant. Sorry, not a Molten Giant, but an Arcane Giant. Instead, I'm going to go for the Chaos Game. While we build this, we actually haven't got a deck of ridiculous strength. A lot of this deck is based entirely... A lot of this deck is based around the idea that it will eventually be powerful. So it's kind of just treading water, trying to hope to survive until then.
Let the games begin. Stay a while and listen.
Okie dokie. It's going to be a quite slow hand. Thankfully, because I've got a bunch of cheap spells and stuff like that. Simulacrum is going to be really easy to manipulate to copy something that's quite effective. It'll be a high-cost minion. I'm glad that you killed that, because you easily could have just stolen that with a Luring Tune, and I forgot about that. I just forgot that was a thing that you can do. That was a huge misplay in retrospect, but I didn't get punished. Heck yeah. I almost certainly should have pinged this turn rather than develop the secret. Yeah. There's the Simulacrum. Because I knew that next turn I would have the ability to ping as well. Just cost myself a ping effectively. Alright, this is going to be sudden betrayal, isn't it? Damn it. See, now I actually have to play a Leyline Manipulator. Really didn't want to. No, it's evasion. Interesting. I really didn't want to have to play one. I wanted to wait until I got my Kobolds Tome, but I can't. Not, like, I'm just going to be wasting my own time at that rate. I can't play Mana Worm until I'm going to play 2 more spells on the same turn. Otherwise, it'll get stolen with Ignoring Tune. Also, the Bard sucks to go up against with a deck with small size. Take Flame Cannons. King. Hey! And then I got the Mana Worm to a point that it won't be actually disrupted here. Alright, what's 6 mana minion you can develop? Shadow Punch. Forgot about it. 5 mana. I also forgot that you're a rogue. Clear the board. I've got an 8/8 out. This should lock it up against Russell, but if this fight has shown me anything, it's that I am extraordinarily weak. Ooh, you drawing 2 more cards than me. Life a lot worse.
From the portal comes.
Yeah, that's actually going to be useful later. Because my opponent plays Sudden Betrayal as well as Evasion. This could easily help secure lethal for me. Dang. Hey, there we go. Kobolds Tome. Then we Leyline Manipulate. Start casting a bunch of cards until we have lethal. Yeah, that'll do. Good night, Russell. We now need a Chaos Kit with a Cabal. We desperately need a Chaos Kit with a Cabalist's Tome. Khadgar Scrying Orb 1000%. And that's our Cabalist's Tome. What did I say? Seriously, what did I say? I can't remember. I still don't understand that as a line. Ham is best tunnel digger. Dig is euphemism. Does he fuck the tunnels? I'll never know.
Let the games
Hopefully.
begin.
Give me some time.
I'm going to keep the Cabalist's Tome in hand, especially because it costs less, but also the things that it creates cost less. Now I only have to worry about my opponent's... Oh no, I forgot they have the upgraded Hero Power right now. Yeah, I should have held off. That was really stupid of me. I just wasted that Mana Worm. But it's going to be turn 5 before they actually get to play a minion.
And from the portal comes. You smell like a leper.
I'm going to be fine developing the Evil Heckler here because it means that I can just heal up the Evil Heckler with the Earthen Ring Farseer. I can actually start kicking some reasonable damage in. Perfect. Mad. Now I'm mad. Alright. I think I can start triggering my quest right now, right? Simulacrum. Sorcerer's Apprentice. No, I want a Simulacrum, but I don't want a Sorcerer's Apprentice yet. Yeah, I can probably trigger my quest next turn. It really depends on what I get from the Kobolds Tome, but I think I can.
My blade be thirsty.
And especially if I get another Kobolds Tome or anything like that.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Okay.
Someday I'll be just like you.
And from the portal comes...
Side effects? No.
See, here's the thing. I desperately want to remove, but I also want to use the 1-mana Kobolds Tome, but I should remove. Otherwise, I'm just going to get my shit kicked in. Just two. Don't lose the last one. Come on, game. That's rude.
And from the portal comes...
A minion I can't play.
This might stick.
See, here's the problem that we run into, right? I can trigger my quest now, but then what the fuck does it do for me? Can anyone tell me what it's actually gonna do for me? This is gonna do nothing. I need to have minions worth putting on the board and then just 4 mana left over.
Someone say bomb?
Yeah. Good bombs, bud. The last one's at least pretended to be impartial.
Reality.
I just wanted the armor. Did that not work? Wow, whenever you cast, gain armor equal to its cost. But the cost of the Forbidden Flame should have been the rest of my mana, so 6. Well, that sucks. I'm gonna have to manually do that now. This is just a whole thing. This barrier is pretty important for me to pick up right now because I'm just going to be ground out in terms of HP. Yep. Spot clear. Echo of Medivh doesn't work until I get a giant. I only have 1 giant in my deck. I also have Ronin. I would probably duplicate Ronin, actually. That seems a reasonable thing. I'm probably dead, though. Just extremely dead. Well, I obviously should have done that the other way around, and I would have saved myself 1 HP.
Ready to flee.
Ready to fling.
Wanna blow something up?
I could have just died. Give me something worth. Okay, we're gonna have to Echo of Medivh those back because we're dead. We are deceased. We take our extra turn. Now I need the Cabal Courier to give me healing somehow. Unplayable on the turn you draw it. That's not healing. Yeah, I'm dead.
Not all who wander are lost.
Like, extremely dead. See, I can remove the board. But the pure fact of the matter remains that my opponent's Unstable Demolition is definitely going to kill me this turn. Doesn't have the ability to not target me. Well, we tried. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone Dungeon Runs. That has probably been my most successful Mage run. I know I've had Mage runs that went to the actual final boss, but this was the closest to actually being successful. I didn't, at the end, manage to draw either Ronin or Arcane Giant, which was pretty unfortunate. But also the fact that I only have 2 high-end minions as my only win conditions in a deck like this also is a pretty, you know, yeah? It's a pretty scathing indictment of the way that it was built. If, again, any of those other Molten Giants were offered as Arcane Giants instead, they would have been really good. The thing is, I was preparing for a build that was good rather than a build that was bad, right? A build that was bad would end up on low health relatively quickly and then would play those Molten Giants really quickly. But I didn't want to ever be in that position. So I guess they would have ended up being good if they weren't good. It's a weird paradoxical kind of thing. You don't want them to be good because then you're in a bad position. For the moment though, my name's been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Hearthstone Dungeon Runs here in Kobolds and Catacombs. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves and hopefully we will see you next time. Another 9 episodes until I have a chance to win with Mage and get my card back. See you then.